All right, Jim, here we go. Big day for basketball for you, man. Even your personal thing, and you got University of Illinois. Woo-hoo, let's go ILL.
No, yeah, but I can't watch the Atlanta game because the high school that I coach, we have a game at the exact same time against our arch rivals. Otherwise, I would have called in sick, let my assistant do it. Actually, I am the assistant, but yes, it's going to be good. By the way, I love that.
Love it. All right, well, as chaotic as basketball is.
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
What's that? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that AI picture of me you did that makes me look 25 years younger. That's fantastic. I want you to do that to the real me, that I can just walk around looking 25 years younger. Thank you.
This is who I am. Little picture. We'll have people out in the stands, of your high school. I got, big placards of the new look of you. I love it. Let's get to it. As chaotic as basketball is right now, the markets are chaotic too. I had a big short on silver. I got nervous this morning, but not that nervous. And then, of course, all hell broke loose and silver fell out of bed. Gold, the markets. We have 7 boat ships off the coast in Tehran, ready to go after it. What's bothering you? What's worried about? Talk to us about the markets.
Well, so the move in gold and silver, the move in gold, silver, Bitcoin, and Microsoft all seem to correspond at the same time. So everybody's trying, depending on what your bias is, everybody was trying to blame a different asset for dragging us down. I'm not sure which one started it. I suspect it was Microsoft, but then everything kind of imploded on itself. If people who've been watching me know that I've taken off a third of my gold and silver longs that I've had on for years, by the way, I've taken off 30% of them over the last 2 weeks at pretty good levels. So again, I think you're foolish when you're on the right side of a trade to not book some profits. And right now, gold and silver are up a hair after getting absolutely clobbered, like you said. I think this is just, like you said, you had a short on silver. Guess what? Things that go up parabolically are prone to come down parabolically. I think that was a brilliant trade. As a matter of fact, right in the open today, when gold was up 230 and silver was up $7, I put on my watch list, put spreads in both different assets that I was planning on, and then all of a sudden it dropped $50. I was like, oh, wait a sec, and I never got them on, but I'm fine. I mean, like I said, I lightened up on my position. I think that the fundamental thesis still stays, but you never know when some big whale's got to liquidate something and drove everything through. So I don't think anything changed. I just think, guess what? We're in volatile times.
Yeah, and I got berated on social media, and I'm okay with that. But what's different now about the world of trading and investing? And it just seems that FOMO is harder, faster. I get the computer trading, I get all that. We've been in that for years. But what is it now about the psychology of these traders that just can't wait to get in and can't wait to get out, and they've got to make a trade and they've got to be part of it, and they don't have that I guess that chutzpah, that something in the back of their head that says, you know what, I don't have to trade. I can make smarter moves. What's holding them back?
So think of just what you said about like the immediacy of everything. Think of 25 years ago. We're both old enough that we've been in the business a long time. 25 years ago, when people didn't even have access, gold and silver could have been going through the roof, and you could have mentioned at the local bar and everybody would have said, oh yeah, no, I didn't really even know, I wasn't watching it. Now everybody is tuned in to every market and everyone wants to be part of it. Now, so I put on a poll this morning. The recent strength in gold and silver is about what? Is it about central banks buying? Is it about the debasement trade? Or is it broadening into fear of missing out? And I don't think that's ever really happened before in gold and silver. Even when silver went to $50 20 years ago, I don't think the average guys were saying, oh shit, I don't have enough exposure to silver, I better start buy. And I think that was mostly institutional and professionals. Now it's broadened out to the regular people, the people who are dentists and podiatrists on the side. And now they want to be long gold and silver too. So I think that the room still has to run as it broadens out to all those people. But again, even if fundamental story doesn't change, market positioning can and make us vulnerable to the downside. Are you talking? I can't hear you, Steven, if you're talking.
All you got to do is click on that link that I'm about to post to you, Jim Iuorio, right there. You can see that now in the comments section. I'll post it there. Make sure you click on that button. You'll understand. But I'm going to pull up that poll that Jim put out here. Why do you believe gold is currently rallying? Strongest driver? Is it debasement? Is it CB buying, which means is that geo unrest, or is it straight up FOMO? And I'm going to tell you, I think it's FOMO. And then I get looks.
What is? I can't read the percentages. Oh yeah,
right now it's
say FOMO, right?
Yeah. Debasement's for 28%, CB buying 26%, and FOMO 45%. And that's why I did what I did. All right, let's get to it. There are quite a few fancy ships that the United States government has off the coast of Tehran. I just asked our dear friend Todd Horowitz, Bubba, his thought process behind it. Are we going to attack Iran?
I think that we are, but what's more important for markets is that the threat that we are and the threat to supply chains is what pushed us out of. This has been a multi-year downtrend in crude. And I just gave a speech last Friday in Arizona when I said my contrarian trade for 2026 is going to be crude. Now, it's got to meet a few thresholds for me to be long in it. First, when it's met already, had to settle above 63.50, and I'm wanted to increase my allocation to it. I have some on already. I don't have the amount I wanted to have on, but that was my first trade. I think it could go up into the 75 level within the next couple, let's call it months. I think above 75 is when people start to get nervous about the price a little bit. But prior to that, I don't think it's a big deal at all. But I think we probably are going to do some sort of action in Iran, but at least the threat of it has pushed crude out of that massive downward channel that it was in.
Yeah, you look at USO, the oil fund itself, and we all know one thing: oil spikes. That's what it does. You'll see back here in 2022, right after during COVID, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to go pull a monthly chart up and tell you what shows exactly what Jim is talking about. But if you look back 2015, 2011, they all spike and they all fall. And here we are spiking a little bit here again on this USO run. Are you concerned? We all know that oil at $65 a barrel, the producers are making money at 55. They're not at 100. They hate it. Are we going to hold here, or is that high there at 84, 849, the midterm highs here? Is that the selling price of oil here?
Yeah. That's what I think my target is going to be. And by the way, this has somewhat of an economic component of it too. I genuinely do believe that 2026 has bluer skies for economic activity in this country, from tax cuts. And I'm not necessarily talking about tips and overtimes, although they belong in it, but really about depreciation for businesses, talking about continued deregulation and reshoring of investment supply chains here. Like, even if, and we all know Donald Trump exaggerates, if he says 21 trillion, maybe it's 7 trillion. That's still not insignificant, and that could be an economic boost, and it could look very good for our economy. And I think oil could follow as well. So I know the story's been oversupply for a while, but I think that story's shifting to demand.
All right, everybody, get out there. Unfiltered Investor Newsletter. Click on the button. You got it right now. And Jim, I know you got to run. I'll see you back here next week, my man.
Thank you, brother. Go Illini.
ILL.